Brilliant commentary. That was the first half at the Luzira grounds. What I can tell you is that maybe both teams have decided to leave their scoring shoes in the cells because it's still 0-0. Mohamed Semfuma and James Odoch, both teams are still stalemate. Gentlemen, what can you tell us about the first half? Let's start with you, Godwin. 0-0.
Yeah.
We have seen a couple of chances for Express. Is that a concern for James Odoch because Maroons are playing a certain type of football? They are playing very expansive. Yeah. Is that a challenge for Odoch today?
It's been an open game, but then there's been a tussle in the middle of the park. The pitch is soggy, deterring the playing style of both Express and then Maroons. But so far as football is concerned, Maroons has been the better side in the first half, playing some good football. But in the first few minutes, it was Express all over, piling the pressure there, bringing the crosses in from that young lad Musoke, and then there is Hassan Mubiru Jr. who plays on the left, and then Data was marauding the right side, trying to ensure that they get and take some chances, but it's not been good for them. Goalkeeper Tamale coming to punch out some few and then grabbing a ball. But for Express, I've not seen much of them in the first half, only trying to catch up with Maroons. As Maroons, they've played some good football in the midfield, and then going forward, I statistically, there were four shots on goal compared to Express's 0. You can see where the impact is for Maroons, only to turn those shots into goals, because the goalkeeper for Express, Abdul Chimera, has been at par with the game, waiting for those moments. Solomon Walusimbi for Maroons trying, Fred Amaku trying also, and also Sula Mpanga, then Isaac Mpaji. It's been good for them as they're at home, so they need something going in the second half to ensure that they get this win.
Tendo, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, a little bit KG, of course, like most of the games we've had in this November and December months, disturbed by the rain.
Yes.
Still a lot of work needs to be done with the pitches. Nevertheless, the teams have to get used. When the weather turns that way, you need to have that plan B game, yes, which I don't think they're using. I think that is where the challenge is. They are so hell-bent on trying to pass the ball on the deck. And it's obvious in some situations there is the water holding it, because when you look at the pitch, you see a lot of good green and all that, but in there are some water catchments.
Particularly in the center box, in the penalty box?
Yeah, yes, on the side of Express, mostly, and then at the center line there. So the challenge is with the midfielders and the final third players.
Yes.
They should try to make more chipped passes, and probably the executioners trying on the half volley. Most of the chances Godwin is talking about were not through football on the ground. It was either a cross, like we saw Amaku missing, using the head, but not perfectly in that situation when Walusimbi cut across to him.
Yes.
So that is the kind of game they should have going forward, especially for Maroons, to get the cutting edge. Then for Express, I think they are a little pedestrian. The team is not that force that we expect up front. So much has changed from the Express that had Martin Chiza, Kambale, and Senkaba. So you wouldn't expect a lot of force going there. And you see Anwar Ntege very, very distracted and opting to even come and play, which is not his positive attribute. So the likes of
you can see the long pitch playing a big part. Players trying to tussle with the ball, but that delay, it brings that delay, Tendo, you are saying.
It does.
Yes.
And it's going to be like that until probably the weather changes. By the time the weather changes, not in this game, at a certain stage in the league, when there is sunshine,
yes,
so many points will have been lost.
Yeah.
So the same way you would expect in people who are playing like maybe in ice, when they don't have winter breaks,
yes,
they need to know how to improvise, and that is where now the coaches have to earn their brain. But generally, this tie is like this partly because of two things. Express has won the most games, and then the others have been draws. It is only Maroons, we said, having won only once. So draw and an Express win are closer results in this tie. So with the game like this, and they are not, when you look at the games that we've followed, you don't see a game that has more than 2 goals. So it is always a cagey affair. So you think that probably Destiny is running this game. If there could be goals, it would be an odd goal, or maybe 1 or 2 or 1-1, and like that. So it's not that explosive. It's in their nature to be a little bit reserved. Then when you combine the previous form, both teams are a little bit scared. Maroons, the time they opened up, they were beaten 3-1 by Black's Power there at Luzira.
And today we are seeing something similar, because Maroons are playing a formation that is not seen in the Uganda Premier League. Of course, we know that Bull play 3-5-2. We know that Express, sometimes they play that formation. Today we are seeing Maroons playing 3-3-4, which has left them very open in the back, and it's helping them play some expansive football. But we've seen moments where the defenders, one of the 3 defenders, losing the ball in the build-up. Is that something that Mohamed Sinfuma is going to stick with in the second half, Godwin? Because if he continues playing like this, the mistakes will eventually they'll be punished, and they will concede like when they played Black's Power.
Actually, in some situations, they switch up the system to 3-4-3, but at the start it was 3-3-3-4, as you've mentioned about it. It's Insula Mpanga and then Godwin Chitagenda coming back as the midfielders, but out wide, just protecting the backline, which is comprised of 3 defenders. But it's good. It's been good for them, because they go forward and then decreasing the attacks of Express, because if Express has Arthur Chigundu on the left, and then Alan Kaiwa, and then that young man on there on the screen, Hassan Mawiru Jr. on the left, it's so easy for them to combat that threat. If you have Nsula Mpanga as the defender, because prior to the 3 defenders,
because we've seen Hassan Mubiru bringing a number of crosses from that position. He
was instrumental in the first few minutes, but later stages, I think he got a bit tired, and we didn't see more of the crosses. But if he had continued with that trend, we would have seen a goal for Express. They were reaching in the goal scoring areas. Only that they need to sharpen up themselves. And Mountege, much is needed of him. Data, I haven't seen many crosses from Data. I don't know if Godwin Chitagenda was doing a good job, depending on their system as Maroons. 3-4-3, which they ended in the first half. Which they ended with in the first half. You can think that they have a chance in nullifying this game and also ensuring that they get this win. But if Express is going to come all out and get those crosses in, they can get some goals, because Express right now is a team of moments. Like you saw that free kick in the later stages, I thought that Alan Kaiwa was going to convert it, but nevertheless it failed.
That was the best chance for Fred Amaku. Was it a chance that we could call it a half chance, because he didn't put enough power in that header?
That chance got by Fred Amaku, it was also got by Express. Only just failing to direct that ball. Those are half chances that are going to appear in such games. It's the pitch is soggy, not many chances, closed down defenses. You can credit both defenses; they are doing good. But if you get such a chance, you need to use the best of it. Amaku there, even feeling the agony of missing such a chance.
He was smiling. Tendo. That chance, we need to take it.
Yeah, of course you should take it, but I don't think he expected it. The way the ball was cut to Alusimbi, and his close control and turning, and then crossing, clipping the ball with his left. He's predominantly right-footed. I think Amaku didn't expect that.
And then that chance from Mubiru, there was a chip in, and he mistimed that kick. He's having a lot of space on that side. As you can see, he had a volley there, which he mistimed. Could we say that if he manages to get in those positions, Tendo, he will get a clear chance?
Yeah, he will get chances, but such chances come few and far between. Like I was saying, you cannot play the ball on the deck. So most of those final third moments are going to have clipped balls, chips to the next player. Now the challenge with the next player is you don't have to play it again on the volley or be audacious like we've seen in the World Cup. But you see, every time there is a World Cup, some players get to adopt new things, especially of players that have made news. You would see some elements of Richarlison there in Hassan Mubiru. He was alone. He could have controlled the ball and actually executed a more stronger shot. But I think he didn't expect it, and he didn't fancy his chances against a defense that sometimes is mean.
Trying to be a bit
giving away
audacious.
chances.
Trying to be a bit audacious there. Yeah. Now, looking onto the second half, what are we expecting from the second half of the game? Because it's 0-0. We know that Maroons are on I would say, a better form in the last 2 games because they have 4 points, and Express come into this game with a deserved draw against Vipers at Wankulukuku. Can Express get a win today? Is that something James Odoch is hunting for in this game?
One of the last 2 games in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League first round, definitely you need to gun for a win away in Maroons. If you don't want a win against Maroons, which you have a better record, then something must be wrong. But the mentality will matter a lot of those players on the pitch. They've been trying and trying. The circumstances are not that good for them, but we expect them to go all out. I know I sense that if he's given the services properly, he can get something for them. Plus Alan Kaiwa for Express, for Fred Amaku also the same. Just to use those chances. Solomon Walusimbi has been on song, trying to ensure that they get the chances going. And I sense some substitutes in the second half. Brian Nkobi has not been doing good. They need a better player in that position to take them forward, and also to combat the midfield of Express to ensure that they can get something from this game.
And we've seen Alan Kaiwa's free kick there. We expected a bit more from him from that free kick because it looked like he rushed on it, Tendo.
Yeah, he did rush on it. Probably the flow of the game has not inspired him so well. You even saw there is a move where he got a breakaway and he could not go forward and only waited for the foul. Yes. I think he believes so much in taking the free kicks now than going forward because, like I said, most of Express's goals have come from outside the penalty area. So I don't think they actually fancy their chances in the penalty area, especially with crosses not even being met by the player they think is decent enough on the head, Anwar Ntege. Yes. We all know the head is his most potent weapon. But the crosses are not coming. Godwin talked about data, not providing more crosses. But again, even on the left side, Arthur Chigund is not providing. Then the forward-going players, Hassan Mubiru, you've seen the only cross that has come out. Now that is probably the closest you would see. Yes. And it's by a midfielder who has gone out. So it's not a routine thing. And the more it's not a routine thing, it will decimate their chances of getting the opportunities, which means such a game would actually benefit a neutral with individual brilliance. And individual brilliance means each team trying to bring on a player capable of that. When you look at Maroons, they have Chigozi Samson. He's capable of that. If the weather is good enough, he can do a few things and create something out of the blue. For Express right now, you would think that without the players who have started, you would fancy again Oshaba to get an opportunity because he has the speed. If the flow of the ball can go his way, because Express is going to be facing the other side with water. Yes. If probably the flow fancies him, he can find a loose ball in the water and try to do something. Like we saw him affecting the Onduparaka defense in their game against Onduparaka.
Okay, let's see what happens in the second half. Let's send you back to Peter Otai. Enjoy the second half.